So I'm Kenna James, and in the movie I'm playing Lizzie, who is a very upbeat, fun person who decides that her and her cousin are going to give up their phones for Lent as long as my mother signs up for every dating app and every social media service, seeing who is going to win in a relationship type game.
How long do you think you could go without your phone? Maybe that's maybe the better question is, what would you miss most about not having a phone?
You know, I honestly could give up my phone. The thing I would miss most is my navigation.
Right.
That's what I would miss most. I could almost give up my phone at this point. I don't even want to see it anymore.
Right. What if, how would you meet up with people?
Just go to their house. Do what people did before they had phones.
Show up randomly?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, so if one of your parents were to get on a dating app, let's assume for maybe the first time, what do you think? Would you think it'd be hilarious? What do you think would happen?
I think it would be hilarious.
Do you think they would get catfished?
No, I don't think they'd get catfished. I think it would just be insanely funny to watch them try to date people through a dating service. Specifically my parents, just because of who they are and how they react to stuff like that.
And they'd just be awkward.
It's so awkward.
Have you ever been on an online date?
Nope.
What?
Nope.
Never have?
Never. I've never signed up for an online dating service. I've never hooked up with someone I met on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, anything else out there.
Really?
So, people out there, if you're seeing this and you're talking to me on a dating app, it's not me. Don't give them money.
Have you ever been sent? So I'm sure that's happened before, where they take your pictures and they're on a dating app.
Oh, all the time.
All the time.
I hear
you get
people.
Some screenshots of what they're saying.
Oh yeah. And I feel bad for people. I do, but don't send people you don't know money.
Right. But wait, don't you have fans that send you money?
They send me gifts.
Oh.
I don't really get money. And most of my gifts are on an Amazon wish list.
Right.
So I still don't condone sending money to people you don't know.
One of the issues with social media, we were talking about this earlier, but with the direct messaging, I know a lot of your fans probably want to try to win you over. What are some of the terrible ways that fans have tried to reach out to you to win over your heart?
Number one, worst way, send me dick pics. You do that, it's an automatic no.
Do you have some particularly really bad ones, or just you were confused as to why they would send it, or are they just all equally bad?
I guess I don't understand why people send. I do, but in my head, I find it weird. If I were a guy, I'd never send a dick pic to just some random chick. I don't take pictures of my vagina and just send them to people. Most people would probably enjoy it. I guess I don't really know, but I don't. If I'm interested in the guy, hey, if we've been talking, sure. Then I want to see your penis.
Right.
No,
if you ask for it.
If I ask for it, send it.
No unsolicited dick pics. Okay, beyond dick pics, what are some, obviously guys trying to pick you up, I'm sure you get porn guys who are like, hey, let's shoot some content sometime, or give us some examples of how guys have tried to pick you up online.
Hey baby, give me your number. It's a bad way to start a conversation with somebody you're interested in. Let's see. Oh, some of my favorites. Come marry me and live with my family in our house.
That one didn't work?
Yeah, imagine that.
I'm surprised. That was actually me.
Oh, wow. Don't do that again.
Spot for you.
I think that one's the most entertaining one. So when I get those.
Yeah. Have you had any, let's say, I know you haven't dated anybody on these, but maybe some where you're like, oh, I like this guy, he's a cool guy, or something that surprised you, a conversation that
actually
worked.
I have a few of those, and some of those have turned into friends.
But how did it start off?
They were respectful. They came in and they're like, hey, I love your work, I love what you do, I think it's awesome. And they're not like, I'm not like every other guy, because every guy says that. Every guy who is like every other guy says that exact line.
Right.
Every single one. Just be respectful. Be funny.
Not everybody knows how to be funny.
Well, then don't be funny. Be you. Be you, and if I like you, I do. If not, then I don't, and I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think part of the problem is being you for a lot of these guys. They're just shy, so how can they be them and actually meet somebody?
It's an online persona. Most of them try to be like, oh, I'm super cool. And it's like,
Do you have examples of guys who are trying to brag online and it just comes off as terrible? Like,
Yes.
what are they trying to brag about?
oh, they brag about their house and their car and their bank account. And it's like, I don't care about any of that.
Yeah.
It makes you look douchey. Don't do it. You don't. It's bad.
So beyond navigation, what is your favorite part of, I guess, technology or digital media or social media?
Candy Crush. That sounds awful, but
So
Candy
if we
Crush.
put you on your phone, it's not you looking at social media.
I was playing Candy Crush before you took my phone away, yes.
If we were to go on like your Instagram or your Snapchat, what are some of the weirder things that you follow? Is it just like a bunch of food or a bunch of puppies?
Most of mine's animals and porn.
Yeah, so a good mix of it. Not together.
Not together, no.
Very separate.
I don't condone that. Like, there's a separate one for animals and then a separate one for porn.
So, but porn, I'm assuming it's just all your friends as opposed to something
Yeah.
that you're like, oh.
It's not like just random porn things.
Oh, you're breaking people's hearts here.
I know. Such a fuddy-dud.
So tell us a little bit about your character in this film.
So my character is very, I guess the best way to describe her would be naive. Like, she's very young and she's very trusting and gets screwed over pretty good. I mean, it's exactly something I would have done when I was like 18. You know, meet a guy and you just fall in love and instantly, and you think everything's great. And you find out a couple weeks later that it's not so great. And he's really a douche. Lesson learned the hard way.
So your chemistry with Small Hands was pretty insane. But let's say you met him at a bar, but you knew he was probably a douche, but you still had that chemistry. Would you still go along with it?
Oh, yeah.
Because the chemistry was so great.
Probably.
Why do you think the chemistry between you guys is so good?
I don't know. I think we're just very similar people. We have very similar mindsets.
You're just a little bit country, he's a little bit rock and roll.
There we go. Couldn't have put it better myself.
So for this film, you tried to pick up smoking. Is that have you ever had a cigarette? It was very convincing that you didn't know how to smoke a cigarette.
It's because I don't. I've never smoked. I don't plan on starting to smoke. Yeah, no, when I read that in the script, I'm like,
Okay.
for Jackie.
So your character is that she goes camping with this guy right after meeting him?
No, well, we were supposed to go camping. That was the line.
I see.
That was the line. And when I bring up camping, the disappointment in his face, this is beautiful. He's like, okay, yeah, we could go camping. Yeah. Because that is not what he wanted.
So I know you haven't done online dating, but let's say maybe what's the most reckless dating story that you had? Like maybe you met a guy randomly and went off on a boat with him, or something where it worked out fine, but in the moment you're like, if he was a serial killer, this would be really terrible right now. You made any of those decisions? Or just met a guy that was really cute and you're like, oh, I'm in his car in the middle of a field.
Kinda.
Which stories I could tell, which ones I can't.
You know, I'm so unlike my porn career, I guess. I'm just very, like, normal, so I don't really have any crazy, but I do have, I guess, one. And he was someone I dated right after high school. For, well, like 2 weeks, actually. It's kind of similar to the story.
And they've had no girlfriend?
No, he was just a horrible asshole that I didn't want to deal with anymore. Like, he was an awful person. He was cute, and he was seemingly nice, and then
Right.
we never did anything, so I think he got, like, pissed off.
But the big question, does he follow you on social media now?
Maybe. I kind of hope so.
All right, well, he and us will be watching Racine with Small Hands. Thank you for talking to us.
Thank you.